underlying energy though is the Ten of Wands. So there's a lot of stuff going down here. The Ten of Wands is a lot going on, more than one person that can handle, honestly. And the Three of Pentacles. I think it looks like there's a lot of stuff on your plates, guys. But I don't think that's like the determining factor of whether something will happen or not. And I think that's the thing, right? Looking at how much everybody's doing, looking at what you're capable of doing, what you've got on your plate, it could it could kind of feel like there's just too much happening. There's too much going on that something can't happen, or something can't turn out the way that you want it to because of all the situations that are going on. And I kind of feel like that's why trust came out first, is because sometimes there is a lot of things that make us feel like, okay, there's just too much on our plate to even consider this being a possibility. I feel like this is one of those things. All right, I feel like right now, like, it could kind of feel like you're headed in a direction where you're gonna just be disappointed, but I don't think that's the case, right? Because the Chariot is where you guys were trying to be. I think you guys are coming from a place where you guys were receiving some sort of disappointment, some sort of loss, something that was lost to you. Like the Five of Swords is the literal opposite of the Chariot. The Five of Swords is considered an empty victory, right? Because at the end of the day, even though there may be a defeat, or something may feel like, you've lost, we always can find the benefits behind that. Like, what did we learn from that? What did we gain from that? What can we take with us on the next phases of our life? Those kind of things. So that's why I like the empty victory versus like a defeat or a loss. But I feel like somebody has definitely lost something. And that is just it's hard to kind of see a way to victory without being, determined to do one, to do one over, or to pretty much focus everything on oneself. The headspace is interesting, though. I think this person's still trying to figure out what the heck they want to do, considering that they're going through a very devastating ending here. Like, they're still trying to figure out what they're going to be doing here. Now, I typically read this side for my clients, so automatically I would think this is you, Virgo. But feel free to oscillate between, or change between this, or like pick the side that resonates with you the most, because some sides may resonate with you guys and the other side may resonate with you the best. But somebody is like trying to figure out what it is that they want to do, or pretty much not even that, right? I feel like this person is not really sure if either of these cups are can potentially happen. Makes sense with what they're displaying, right? They just got, this is just a huge shift, right? A huge change in their life, right? Ten of Swords, man, that's a really harsh ending. Something ended, just stopped, just done. This person here has a little more hope, I feel like, a little more trust. They're open to the new adventures that come their way. Page of Wands, right? They are seeing this relationship as a new opportunity. Nothing may be too serious, but a small little spark of something igniting in this individual that gets them going. Like, that definitely motivates them to move forward. There's the King of Wands in their body, what they're presenting to everyone, especially to you. If this isn't you, Virgo, but this person's coming off to be very confident, okay? Confident, fearless, very, this is not a bad combination. Page of Wands, King of Wands, they see new potential, see new hope, and they're definitely ready to go after it and get it. Where they're coming from is interesting too, because they have the Seven of Swords. I don't think this person's a liar, because the King of Wands can't lie. He doesn't have the time to, don't care enough. That's really someone that gives a crap about their appearance and their, reputation. And the King of Wands is like, look, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to do my own thing. And I feel like this person here, if not a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this person is definitely someone that is, determined to get to where they want to be, right? They have a very strong-willed personality. Okay? But this opposing this is very interesting, because the Ten of Swords opposite the King of Wands. This person definitely sees that this person is recovering here. They're trying to overcome some things that they have gone through, things that they've experienced. The King of Wands is like ready to go, ready to take action. This is someone that's definitely, mastered their ability to go out and do things that they want to do. But the reason why this person is kind of looking at the situation with skeptical eyes, not really trusting the options that are being presented to them, because obviously, right, everything can be good, can feel good. I feel like this person is legitimate and being really honest with this individual, but this person just does not trust because the Ten of Swords, and the reason why they act this way is the Temperance card. Now, I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that they're trying to gain more balance. They're trying to, maintain and heal, and get a good flow going in their own life. Just get some sort of, some sort of consistency going in their life, but by their own fruition. They're trying to make sure that they're stable. They're focusing on themselves, and I feel like they're confused about how things are. They don't trust how things are because they don't trust themselves, right? When Temperance comes up, I always see that as like, I know I shouldn't probably see it like a Hermit card, but it's all about the self with the Temperance card. You're not focusing on anything external from you. You're focusing on you and allowing divine timing to do the work it's led to do, right? Which is to help you, help you in your manifestation journey, in your growth, in whatever. And I feel like with this person here, the Seven of Swords, the reason why this person is ready to go and courageous is because they've taken risks. They don't have a problem with taking a risk, Now, some of this can indicate to me that I kind of get this feeling that somebody's escaping as well. I'm getting a very escapist sort of energy. They treat everything very lighthearted, right? They're having a great time, but they just don't really see things very seriously. I mean, this is sneaky behavior. Something definitely is going to go down if you get caught. But I feel like the Seven of Swords is not necessarily someone sneaking or lying or being deceitful. I think it's more of just an escape or trying to get away from something. If this is not taking risks and being fearless. Let me take a look. Why is this... Okay, the world was right side up. I don't trust that one. I think it was right side up beforehand. Why is the Seven of Swords in this person's foundation? Yeah, that looks like escapist stuff. One more for that. Why is the Six of Cups coming up for the Seven? Yep. Eight of Swords. Yep, it's somebody's stuck in their thoughts and they can't get over something. So I think this person's the person may be trying to get away from a soulmate or some mate connection. Or maybe the reason the Six of Cups, because the Six of Cups can indicate rose-tinted glasses, kind of seeing things from a, unrealistic point of view, similar to the Seven of Cups here, very similar. But the Six of Cups is about the past. It's usually about the last time they felt happy, and I feel like maybe this person's doing anything and everything they can to find that happiness because they don't know otherwise what to do. The Eight of Swords talks about feeling trapped in your thoughts. Feeling stuck is, as though there's nothing you can do. Your mind is just like pretty much chaining you down, pretty much. And it looks like the Six of Cups and the Eight of Swords is like their focus is mainly on the Six of Cups. Like they feel stuck within a connection or some sort of soulmate connection, and they're just running away from it. So you could be dealing with somebody that's a part that I mean, this is far-fetched, I don't, not far-fetched, but like, I don't know for sure if this is legitimately everybody's situation. This kind of looks like somebody that's in a runner-tracer dynamic sort of situation with twin flame stuff. I could be wrong about that, right? It could be that somebody's just trying to avoid someone altogether. Avoid a particular outcome from the past, or maybe they just don't really want to connect with anybody per se. I think this person's legitimately trying to get away from somebody, right? But, which can explain why maybe you're not sure about things moving forward, right? About anything big, because right now you're ending something really devastating. But the reason why you guys come together is the Five of Swords. You guys both have just experienced some sort of defeat or some sort of sacrifice, right? To some sort of, willingness to win at all costs. The not willingness, but the desire to win at all costs. But the problems that you both face is actual success. Like, you guys try very hard to gain something, both of you, right? You guys tried very hard to, to obtain something, or to win something, or something. But the chariot is showing that there's actual success that's that you're having trouble really obtaining. Maybe small petty stuff that's not important, but the chariot is showing that you guys actually want to experience a real victory and not feel like you have to compromise a piece of yourself to do that. Which is probably why this person's like all lighthearted and fun, but they're not committed, they're not willing to, or maybe they're dodging something like a relationship because of the last time they were in a relationship. They just don't want to, maybe they feel trapped when it comes to being in love, but they don't, I feel like this person it was because they went through a serious defeat here too, right? The five of swords, everything leads back to the five of swords. So I feel like this person, over here, definitely needs to try and trust, perhaps, that things will work, in their favor, instead of avoiding relationships or avoiding connections altogether, because relationship stuff is just going to come up for this person at this point. They just think, oh no, I can't do it. Oh no, I can't do it. Every situation now is going to be like, well, how about now? This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for this individual. But for this person, very interesting. 7 of Cups, 10 of Swords. This person just doesn't know what's real and what isn't at the moment. They don't know what they can trust about any sort of, outcome or any sort of heart's desire, because they're experiencing some really devastating ending. I'm going to pull you guys your whispers of love. See what you get additional with this message here. And to tie up the ending of this reading, tie up the rest of this reading rather. It says, you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. That makes sense. Especially with the person with the King of Wands here. This person that's displaying themselves as the King of Wands. The confidence may be, the confidence that they may have, it may be genuine. But the thing is that this person still feels like there's a limitation to their, to life, right? When it comes to relationships, it's a no-go zone. Perhaps because of that five of swords. Some sort of empty victory in the past regarding the reason why the both of you know each other, the both of you are connected to each other, and I feel like this person's going to have to take risks. The 7 of the swords is about risk taking. Excuse me, if I could say the word. Woo. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's like I'm like having a shortage in my brain here. But yeah, anyway, this person is limitless. Everybody, both of you guys are limitless. It just feels like there's limits being put on right now. Obviously, because I think you guys just are trying to overcome this defeat, this 5 of swords, whatever you guys may have lost recently. That's not the end. It's still the determinedness to keep going, There's nothing keeping you guys from success now. It's straight ahead going for it, because there's nothing really blocking your path. It's the balances in your life that's needed to maintain the momentum you need to get to where you want to be. But other than that, there's really nothing standing in your way. The 10 of Swords, after that's done, the worst is over. You can't get any worse than that, right? It's just one of the good things about that card. It's like, even though it's the worst 10 to get, it's painful and it's really unpleasant to experience, that's the worst it gets. You can only go up from here. But it starts by kind of, focusing on your dreams, your goals, and yourself, and allowing divine timing to do its work with this other person here. But this person is just, they're trying to avoid relationships altogether. It's just because they just feel trapped in their thoughts. They can't get away from the old situation. That's why they're kind of being very free and frivolous, and perhaps not really, they're not laying, they're just discovering themselves. They're not stabilizing any. They're not being a pinnacle of any sort. That's why, if this is you, Virgo, like, you're avoiding relationships at the moment because you're trying to kind of find yourself, you know? The King of Wands is telling me that too. Like, you're focused on just having a good time, enjoying your life, enjoying yourself. But this also could talk about, the foundation is that you're taking a risk within a soulmate, because in the past you may have felt like there was not much you can do. You may have felt like you couldn't do anything, or maybe take action on something. And I think you may have taken a risk. You may have stepped out of your comfort zone, and put yourself out there. And I feel like that made you feel good. This is a small step in a direction towards building a relationship with this person. And I feel like this person's just gonna have to learn how to, not learn how to do anything, but just like heal from this, so they can find the cup that they desire. It's gonna take time for them.